Now we're gonna take almost the exact same shot, but this one's angled even more than the other ball. This time, we're gonna be using the AR 300 Magnum. Watch what happens. He's already going down. That angle was so severe. Boy, it feels good to be back in Call of the Wild and have internet to be part of society again for the second day in a row. But in this video, I'm going to tell you why and how this rifle was once the greatest and most powerful rifle in the game, but soon became potentially one of the worst big game rifles in the game. This rifle is gonna very quickly take over all the big game in Call of the Wild. I'm talking about the 375 H&H Magnum. Now, we had a rifle that had a lot of potential to be a fantastic addition to this game, but it just fell short in so many ways. To this day, I still don't understand why this rifle is one of the least liked rifles in the game. Well, I know why, but I don't know how. Typically, if you see a moose at about 300 yards or maybe even less, with one shot, that moose should be basically going straight down. And well, with this rifle, it doesn't exactly just happen. This is the 338 Magnum bolt action rifle, and it's honestly equivalent to about the 30-06. That thing should be laying right there, essentially. But as you can see, it is still running. It's just not all there. It really needs a lot of help. And once this new rifle comes out, I would say it's gonna be non-existent in most people's inventories. Definitely mine. I don't even remember the last time we've used this thing. And it's a great rifle. In real life, it's an amazing rifle, right? Now you can take down a lot of things with the 7mm as well, especially the 7mm Ultra Magnum. But the 338 just has a lot more knockdown power, or at least it's supposed to. It gave a huge space for something to potentially come in and take over. And that's what this new rifle is going to do. It is definitely going to take over. Now, you could argue and say that, yeah, moose are tough, so they're going to run a good ways. But off a double lung shot, we finally found her down. Way over here. And there we have. Well, let's just say that proves my point even further. We didn't even get a double lung shot. We only got a single lung, and we were lined up perfectly to get double lung. And not only that, it would have came out the opposite shoulder right about there, which would have definitely dropped him, or at least increased our chances in dropping him even more. We just got eyes on a brown bear taking off. It's a female, but she's about 215 yards out from us here, running directly straight away from us. Now, realistically, we should be able to hold it right there, drop down below, and potentially get a Texas heart shot. We did not get either one of those shots to connect, but eventually she will, in fact, go down. And even after all that, she still went a pretty good ways. The reason that she even went down at all is because the 338 has some weight behind it, meaning when it hits, it's gonna leave a pretty big impact. But you shouldn't have to rely on the size of the bullet. You should rely on the speed and the accuracy. Then the size of the bullet, which would be the knockdown power, would have a benefit towards your shot. Not just that's the only way you're gonna be able to connect on an animal by the weight and the knockdown power of the bullet. Okay, we do have some blood here, and I'm kind of curious as to what we ended up getting. We did end up getting a couple non-vital hits, which that's decent. And now we're gonna find out which one connected the best. It looks like the first shot might have even missed. Because there's no way we hit him at 275 yards in the spine when we're 0 for 160 and we were holding for a Texas heart shot way down here. I think that first shot missed because the second shot we held higher to compensate, and I think the second shot is the one that actually connected, somewhat at least. And the third shot, we were holding high again, so that makes sense. Then the fourth shot we held right where we wanted to hold in the first place, and you can see it just barely made it to the intestine. And then we put another follow-up in the intestine as well at 300 yards. Okay, here we go one more time. Now I know the 338 definitely doesn't have that much knockdown power, but I still believe we can make a heart shot on this bull. He's roughly 250 yards, and the 338 is gonna have a good bit of drop, so... Oh, I would have put it right there all day long, every single time. And it connected. But barely. I do believe he just went down right over there. So let's head over and go take a look. Next up, we'll talk a little more about the 450 Bushmaster. I think the fact that it's going to be in an AR caliber is super cool. I'm not exactly sure how often we're going to be able to use it, but maybe for especially hog hunting, which I do plan on doing some more hog hunting here in Call of the Wild very soon, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that. But for the time being, I'm thinking maybe like bighorn sheep, mule deer even, to be able to just hold it right on the front shoulder and drop them at 350 yards. I think that would be pretty ideal to be able to do that. And another, oh, there's our bull down right there, as a matter of fact. We're not even gonna have to track him. But one thing I do want to do is take a shot on something with the AR300, just so you can see kind of the similarities and a little bit of, well, more so similarity, considering the 338 has way more gunpowder than the 300. And for some reason, the 300 does just the same as the 338. There we have it, a 260 yard shot, and I can't even believe this, but we got robbed of a heart shot. Oh yeah, that for surely would have hit heart. It would have hit the top right of the aorta right there, and that would have been a heart shot. So no matter what, even if we were, you could argue and say, oh, you were too far forward. Even if we were an inch further back, it still wouldn't have had the penetration to go through far enough and get to the heart. Now we're gonna take almost the exact same shot, but this one's angled even more than the other bull. This time, we're gonna be using the AR300 Magnum. Watch what happens. He's already going down. That angle was so severe that I honestly didn't even know if we'd be able to make that happen. But watch. He's gonna pile up right there. One shot and the 300 did that. So you tell me, is there really much difference between these two calibers? In the game, of course. Obviously in real life, we know there's a huge difference. But that being, it gives a huge reason for a new large caliber rifle to come in and take over in the big game category. Man, I'm excited to find out and try out this new rifle when it comes. Oh, I was hoping for something like that. I was hoping for a nice big old brown bear. Even more cool, look what just showed up behind. That right there, my friends, I believe is a rare. It's a spirit. Which for brown bear, the spirits are now officially rare. Well, looks like we're gonna potentially get a chance to double up here. What a nice way to close out the ending on this video. None other than taking down two super awesome bear. They're out there a pretty good ways, roughly 330. But they're slowly working their way in, closer and closer. All right, I got to get a range here. That's 330. About 300 is going to be where we're going to hold it. Wow, that shot looked good. And he's going down. Our bear did not even spook. Watch, he's going to drop right there. He piled right up. And our spirit doesn't even know what happened. Now, we could have went for a follow-up really quickly, but I feel like there was really no reason to rush that shot. Especially because we didn't really have a good angle to work with. But that's not the case now. That is definitely far from the case, and she's going straight down. Right there. Wow. All right. Well, let's pick up this beautiful bull. Somehow we couldn't pick it up. But let's pick up this beautiful bull, and that was a nice 215 gold. But take a look at the angle that we had here for our shot. 220 yards. You can see how severe that angle was, and it still went almost all the way through the first lung. That's impressive. But it's going to be even more impressive to see that thing go straight through. Beautiful bull, and a very nice shot. And like I said before, what better way to finish off this video? Well, aside from having a cow moose interrupt my ending, like I said before, what better way to finish off this video than picking up two awesome bear, one being a rare spirit at 320 yards, and we got a double lung shot right behind that front shoulder. In fact, we actually went right through that front shoulder, because if you look, this shoulder is a lot bigger than the vitals appear to show it. So we actually ended up getting back of the shoulder, and it exited through the back lung. Nice spirit. So that shot there was 320 yards, and we managed to get double lung. And then we got this one over here. I don't know if we quite managed to get double lung on him as well, but I know we hit something pretty solid. And actually, I don't even know where he is. Oh, right there. Right behind this tree. He was a decent one, and he's gonna be a gold. There we have it. A 300-yard shot straight through the center of that shoulder. Like it wasn't even there, and still penetrated through a good 6 inches into the lung. That's what we like to see. That right there is what we're gonna get with the new 375 H&H Magnum. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Wow. What a shot. I mean, these brown bear are heavy. 760 pounds. That 300 mag tip polymer tip bullet went right through that shoulder.